Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect where we are on the 10th chapter of Sathya Sai Vahini. So the chapter is titled as Yogis. Swami is talking to us about how we all evolve from duality to non-duality, from Dvaita to Advaita. Swami described how the world is seen as real initially. Then we see the Lord as the world. Even the dream, even the thought that the world is a dream also disappears. And there's a chance of us being there, realizing that we are divine ourselves, or we are one with the God. And Swami is giving us various explanations. Last week also we read through some portion of that chapter. We will start from where we left off. We will read that once and refresh ourselves before we move forward. Saira.
Those who assert that the universe is real but declare at the same time that the existence of God is but a dream are only proving themselves foolish. For when the effect, namely the cosmos, is real, it must have a cause. For how can there be an effect with no cause? God can be denied only when the universe is denied. God can disappear only when the cosmos disappears. What now appears as the cosmos is really God. This is the vision that the true sadhaka will get when he succeeds in this endeavor. As a matter of fact, the universe we experience is the dream. When we awake from the dream, the truth of its being God will shine in the consciousness. From the beginning of time, the God whom we posit outside ourselves has been the reality inside us also. This truth, too, will become steady in the faith of man.
Thank you very much, Kalyani. Anyone who would like to discuss any of the points which we discussed, welcome to do so. What we have read here and understood.
I don't know if it's Sairam, this is Sanjay. If it's not too much trouble, could we do the Telugu portion again? If it's not too much trouble, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's never too much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Saira.
Ajo.
Saira Mati.
Sairam. ఈ ప్రపంచము ఉండుట నిజమే కాని దేవుడు కలడనుట కల్ల అని పలుకువాడు మూర్ఖుడు.
The one who says that this world is real and the fact or the dream that God exists is a dream. As a person who considers that way is a foolish person.
ఏలనన ప్రపంచమున్నచో దానికొక కారణము కలదని అంగీకరింపక కార్యము సంగీకరించుటెట్లు. అంగీకరించుట
కార్యమును అంగీకరించినట్టు. Thank you, Auntie. So how this is considering the world which is the effect as real and acknowledge it without acknowledging the cause as something real, how can it be possible?
ప్రపంచం అదృశ్యమైనప్పుడే దేవుడు అదృశ్యుడగును.
Only when the world disappears or becomes unseen, only then God also becomes or disappears or becomes unseen.
అప్పుడు నీవే దేవుడవు.
Then you are God.
ఈ ప్రపంచము ఒకటి కలదను స్వప్నము, ఈ స్వప్నములు కూడా అదృశ్యముల అగును.
Then there is this dream which is the world. That dream also vanishes or disappears.
మనకిప్పుడు ప్రపంచముగా కనిపించు వస్తువే దేవుడుగా కనిపించును.
The the world which is seen as world becomes God or seen as God.
Arun, this వస్తువే దేవుడుగా
So,
కానిపించను.
yeah, so it will be shown, it will be seen as Kanipinchu, I think, to be shown, to be shown as God.
Yeah, I think so.
That will make itself seen as God.
ఎన్నాళ్ళు నుండి మన వెలుపలున్న దేవుడే మన లోపల ఉన్నట్లును అతడే మన ఆత్మస్వరూపుడుగా ఉండినట్లును తెలిసిపోవును.
Then we will realize that what we see as God outside will be seen as God within us, and we will also realize that that God is our own real form of Atman.
I think we stopped here.
Yes, Auntie. Yes, thank you. So those are the words, if anyone would like to discuss. So Swami is actually showing the progress we make from Dvaita to Advaita in this, how different stages of that evolution is. So anyone would like to discuss, we can discuss.
I have a question. I think that one statement that Swami makes, Swami says there, which is the equivalent of God can be denied only when the universe is denied, right? The way Swami says in Telugu there, that adrishyam, that sentence, Auntie.
ప్రపంచం అదృశ్యమైనప్పుడే దేవుడు అదృశ్యడుగును. దేవుడు అదృశ్యగుడు అడుగును.
అదృశ్యుడు అగును.
అగును. ప్రపంచము అదృశ్యమైనప్పుడే దేవుడు అదృశ్యుడగును. That sentence he wants to know.
Yes, Sanjay.
Yeah, that sentence has left me, a little bit. I don't know the word, but I've been thinking about it the whole week, because it's like God is all there is. Why does Swami? Because the very next sentence Swami says, "Then you are all that remains, and you are God." So it's yeah, I'm not able to still wrap my head around those two sentences. That's why I keep asking to read that again and again.
No,
Sorry,
it's actually this paragraph is a very loaded paragraph. Swami is summarizing everything there. So I think it's worth discussing it. Very nice observation, Sanjay. I will open it up. Sister Aruna had her hand up and it became Adrishya suddenly.
No, Sairam, brother, last time I asked the same question, then you said it's seen and unseen, right? Not
Yes.
as a
Exactly.
denied or so.
Disappear.
God
Even the
can
word,
be,
yes.
yeah, and
Very,
be
very,
seen. Yeah,
see,
if you read it as seen, not as denied, then it does make sense a
exactly.
bit. But there's still more to understand, but it goes along.
Very, very.
Okay?
Yes. That's why I had used the word unseen. That means he exists, but it's not seen. Okay, so that was the purpose I used that word, adrishya. Okay, so but we will discuss. Anyone would like to discuss? Sanjay, I think it's important that we discuss it.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Drishya means seen. Adrishya means not seen. That translation is okay, I think.
Yes, sir.
Completely doesn't vanish. But actually the meaning adrishya is vanishing also is there. That
yes,
meaning also is given.
Yes. Saira, anyone would like to discuss or share your thoughts?
So, brother, what is that? Yeah, we know we are going to discuss. So here, God can be denied only when, so God can be seen when the universe is unseen. So what is that? That you don't, oh God, universe is
No, the first
denied, made unseen.
Sairam. The first sentence where it is, some people assert that the universe is real. The prapancham, what we see, is real. But at the same time, they declare there is no God. How can it be possible? Without God, prapancha cannot exist. If prapancham is unseen, God is also not unseen. That is what.
So it's a vice versa for the effect and the cause again.
Yeah, yeah.
Without a cause, there's no effect. No effect, there's no God. That's the way I'm getting it now.
Yeah, when you deny effect, then you have to deny cause also.
Yes, that's what I think.
Yeah. Saira.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the word denied is causing us a lot of problem. Just like prapancha is causing problem. But we will discuss. Any other thoughts from anyone?
Sai Ram, brother, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but in this English translation, that word is missing. You said no. Then you are the God.
Yes,
you are the God. Yeah, that is missing here. Yeah. So this we have to take it when personally a devotee, when he meditate on his reality, because the Advaitins meditate on their reality, that he, when they meditate on his reality, they forget the universe. The universe is not seen to them because their concentration is only on the reality. So gradually, they don't see the universe outside. So when the universe is not seen, the concept of God is not there, because when universe is there is God. Otherwise, universe cannot be. So when universe is vanishing, the concept of God is vanishing. So both are vanishing for the sadhaka who is delved into meditation of his reality. So what is left after that is that he is God. That he is God is left there. So that is what I think that Baba is explaining here. So long as we believe a universe is there, then the concept of God is accepted, because the effect cannot come into being without a cause. So both are, as he said, vice versa aspect. No, when God is there, the effect is there. When effect is so this is a very good word, Trishta Adistya, because not seen for that particular devotee who is advancing in his meditation of reality. So this is how I understand. I don't know whether it is any meaning. I will stop with this one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Yes, Sister Aruna. Oh, sorry, Sister Brother Sanjay.
Sairam. No, Sairam, brother. So I have a follow-up question to what you just said. I think this is where I think it's probably important to understand what the word "seen" itself means, because when the creation is no longer seen, then God is not seen. That is okay. We can kind of understand it, because um, uh, the cosmos is nothing but is the cause. The cosmos is the effect, and the cause is there. So the cause is immanent or inherent in the effect. So we can say, like, if the cosmos is not seen, the creator also is not seen. But the next sentence Swami says, then you yourself are God. So you as God exist. So what does that word seen and unseen mean here?
Very, very, very good question. Very good question, Sanjay. I will again open it up for comments, please. Yes, Brother Siva.
Unseen for the particular sadhaka, that's what I am saying. unseen for the particular sadhaka only, not for everybody. When he delves into his reality, when he delves into his own, the Sister Manivasham, you can throw some knowledge what I am trying to say.
I don't know. But what I feel is, the first sentence is about the Charuvaka's philosophy. Universe is real and they don't have any belief in the God. But so the answer is given. How can you say that only universe appears and God is not there? God is the cause, so the universe has appeared. Cause and effect are going together here. Now, if you say that God is not there, then universe also should not be seen or should disappear for them. So the answer he is given, Swami is saying that you are yourself God when you deny both. I feel so. Anyway.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to comment on this? Yes, Kalyani.
Does the idea of seen mean that if something is seen, there's two at that point? There's a subject and an object, or something that's seeing and something being seen. So when you are at the stage of Advaita, and if there's only one, then there's nothing to be seen.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other thought? So just to complement what as all brothers Sivadas and Auntie Mani have said. See, the thing is, that statement, what it says is, when God manifests, that manifestation is nothing but the prapancha, creation. So the prapancha is that which can be seen. It is a darshana of the Lord, which is prapancha. When the world is not there conceptually, then God is unmanifest. When God manifests, we can see. The whole problem is the prapancha is God, or there's God which is seen. But the Lord who is not manifest, that will be the state then. So that is why when the manifestation vanishes, it cannot be perceived externally by us. Because only when God manifests, we can see him. But then generally people will say God manifests in 4 hands, 10 heads, like that, or 3 heads. That's a general tendency. No. What it basically means is what we see as creation is the manifestation of God. So then that manifestation ceases to exist, the Lord remains as unmanifest. So the thing is, when we say God doesn't exist, no, God is in his unmanifest state. So what it basically says is, that's why, so in the previous Swami says, the God is the manifestation of the God. The creation is nothing but manifestation of God. So if you say manifestation is a real, unmanifest thing which manifested is wrong, means that is wrong. Because that which was unmanifest has manifested. So when the manifestation vanishes, the Lord still remains as unmanifest. But what is that unmanifest? Is the Swami says, then you are. At that point in time, your experience is not an individual. It is the Paramatman, which is that one undivided I exists, because I as an individual also vanishes that time. If the creation vanishes, even the individual vanishes, or individual merges in the Paramatma. So that's what Swami is trying to say. So the thing is, we thinking I as an individual, that is also part of creation. Actually, we was in one discourse, we were just listening. Swami says, which we discussed today, I don't think we discussed today. Swami is saying, Chit is Jadam. Chit itself is Jadam, Swami says. And Anil Kumar is saying Chit is water or something like that. Day Swami says, no, Chit is inert.
Yeah.
Swami corrects him and says, okay, what it basically means, what we think is Chit is also inert in the ultimate analysis.
Mhm.
So the thing is, So individual also will vanish when the creation vanishes. The individual will not exist as an individual. So Swami is talking, that is Advaita state.
Advaita state.
So that is why Swami has used the word Adrishyam. It's not denial and, no. The thing is, manifestation, God is manifested as this creation. And then when he becomes unmanifest, he's present as unmanifest. That means when the prapancha goes, the individual also vanishes. Because we ourselves will not exist. So even an individual at that point in time, she should not think I am an individual. That means then, prapancham is still present. Okay, I think that's where I would see. So, but Swami is telling, so he wants us to understand the manifestation as God or manifested part of God. And there is unmanifest, which is Adrishyam. I think that's what, in my understanding, and so I will stop here. I think Auntie Saku became Drishya and Adrishya she became. Over her hand. I'll stop. So I hope Sanjay, yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, after that, yes, now we have cleared that um, there is something is not we didn't get clear before. But the when you come to the end of the paragraph, what is Swami saying? From the beginning of time, the God whom is outside ourselves has been the reality inside is also.
Swami
The truth
says,
also.
I don't know, from beginning of time, I don't know. Swami says, Velupala, whoever God we have seen outside, we will see the same God inside us also.
Yeah, then that's fine. Then thank you so much. Sorry.
So first of all, we have to recognize the world as God also. Then we should understand that God is, because we are also part of that world, that is inside us also. Okay, and then Swami said that will become your Atma Swarupa. Yes, Auntie Saku. Auntie Saku, you have to manifest and speak. We can't hear you, Auntie. We can only see, you only drishya. We can't hear. Okay, I think Auntie has to find her voice. So, I mean, see, I think, so I will just share because this has been, in my head for the past 1 week thinking about it. See, the thing is, let's take an example of service. And there are people who will just go and do a lot of social service, say they are helping other people. They don't even believe in God. They just serve people. Then there are people who do service and think these are all created by God. We are serving these people. They are suffering. We have to go and serve them. Then there is a chance, then we will see God as manifested in this, and we are serving God through all these people. Then the ultimate analysis, we should see them also as part of us. We are also part of the same thing. Then Swami will say, you are serving your own self, that your own self is nothing but God. So these are, we are first starting from Dvaita. First year, people, Lokayataro, they only think of God, world. They don't think God exists. So they also do good work. But then there are people who will say, I will serve the devotees of God. Then one day they will think, no, these people are also embodiments. They are also Amsa of God and I'm serving them. Then there should come a time when we should do the same service, but with the thinking that it is only one God who exists. All of us are part, all of us are that, and we are serving really ourselves. That is the Advaita state of service. In all three things, we are doing service. But the state of mind with which we operate will differ. And I think that comes to here. Just Auntie Saku, please go ahead. We can hear you, Auntie, now, though faint. I think Auntie just said Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Sorry, I should have stopped. Auntie, you have to unmute and speak. When you unmute, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Auntie. Yes, please.
Okay. God is cause and universe is effect, and you cannot perceive God with your naked eye unless you experience it. Experience God. Now when the Atma becomes capital I, then you say that we can see God, understand God, experience God. That stage of the big I. So, you have to get rid of all your negative tendencies, right?
Sairam Auntie, I think it's a question. When we think that everything is one, there's no one to hate, no one to feel love even. There is no one else to have any negative feelings about. You have to blame yourself.
Everyone is same.
Everyone is one. That's the Advaita state. In that, many of these people functioned at that state, is what I would say. Because sometimes people say this world is a dream. Then we will realize, no, this world is God. Means when we say that, we only see the world as God. That one undivided principle which is manifested here is my understanding. I hope others can share. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother, in this case, at the we are starting cause, effect, then effect and cause, and we are saying this both cannot seen, and we are coming to the point where we are seeing this universe as a dream, and at the end we have to see universe as what is the effect will go away, and only the cause remains is the Advaita, kind of.
Sairam.
Is that is the way? Yeah.
Sairam, sister.
Sairam. So there's no cause and effect at the end.
At
At the
end,
end, only one.
we see the effect, but we see the effect also as the cause.
So it becomes one. No cause, effect, separation. Thank you, Saira.
Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
Sairam, brother. So can we say this unseen is invisible? So if
Yes.
the God is invisible now, then through the sadhaka, for the true sadhaka, the vision is to see the God visible. Is that how you interpret this? Another way?
So that's my understanding, sister.
Okay.
We should experience the visible world. We should experience a visible world as God. We don't even think it's a dream. We think it is real, but it's God who is present.
It is God. And then the sentence ends with that, the God is inside us also. So we see, ourselves also part of us. We talked about this prapancham. So we all become one.
Yes, sister, I'm reminded of Swami's word. The I'm in the light. I'm in the light. So the entire world is light and I'm in it. Then that light is in me. That also you realize. But at the final stage, you think I and the light are one. I think that's what Swami is taking us. So he wants us to see the world. See, the thing is, somebody is suffering outside in the world. I can't say, oh, it's all dream. I am seeing it in the dream and move about. I have to see. Then otherwise I had to switch off that thinking and then I had to go and help somebody. No, we have to help that person with a certain state of mind. We can't have, my philosophy is separate then, but it is practically, I'm in Dvaita. No. The Dvaita, what you see the world, also that has to evolve into that. In the sense, that's also God. So God is making me do this. So that person will not say, oh, you are not suffering with just imagination. No, it is reality. But the thing is, we should understand that's God, a Leela of the Lord. And you also appropriately reflect what needs to be done, knowing very well everything may be a drama. But for the drama with the script, we have to do our job. But the thing is, you do that job with the knowledge that everything is Brahman. But the Brahman is playing. But the evil
Brother, you please, I think.
Arun is frozen. Arun is frozen.
Yeah, frozen.
Brother is invisible, I think, now.
All kind of thing. We had to feel it ourselves.
will see the duality.
Now, okay.
Yes, sorry.
You are frozen.
Yes, Adrishyam.
Adrishyam.
He realizes that he is God. No, then he is God. Okay, sir. No.
Yes, Sister Aruna, please speak.
No.
Brother, you know, when you're saying as a somebody is suffering, you will not keep silent. You have to do something kind of. But when somebody is suffering, you take it as when that Advaita states come, you become as one, and whatever you have to do, you do it. So you consider as one and two. That's how I'm saying.
Yes, sister.
Thank you, sir.
It's like
Not
one.
as a Dvaita shouldn't get in again.
Yes.
You consider as a part of you and do what you have to do. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So an Advaitin, yes, that he will serve himself only as an Atman, not as an individual person. Okay, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, it's a good,
Yes.
reason. Good example in the recent time is Ramana Maharshi.
Yes.
Ramana Maharshi is an Advaita, no? So right from the beginning, since 17 years old, he had only one principle. He didn't glide down from that state. He felt that he is the aham, that he is that aham. He never gets down. That's what he is seen as a jnani. So he serves. You also said about that. No, he serves. He answers the questions the devotees put to him. Not only that, he gets up early in the morning, 3 o'clock, and start cooking and doing everything. So why did he do that? That is a question for everybody, because Advaitam says only one, and what we can say is everybody is designed to do a particular task when he takes the body. So long as he lived for 70 years. Since age of 17 to 70, he was doing the same thing. His task was answering the questions of the devotees and writing books as is requested. He didn't have any thought of writing book, but when people are forcing him, he wrote Tamil books. Like that. So everybody has brought something to do in this birth. That is the vast design of the Godhead. That is how we have to see that. And this is another thing I am telling. At one point of time, Ramana Maharshi said, when you are liberated, everybody is liberated. That's what the question now comes now. So when an individual sees his own reality and he didn't see anything outside, any other individual outside, he is that. So this very tricky creation, this is what the human mind cannot comprehend, God or his creation. So even so, we have to follow one of the type of philosophy that suits for us. One is not one is higher and one is lower. No, Baba is saying in the following passages. So I stop with this one. Thank you, Sayara.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Yes, Auntie Sakku.
Here, can we say Aham Brahmasi, Tattvamasi? When
Yes, I,
cause and the effect are same?
yes, Auntie.
Thank you.
The Tat is the cause, Tvam is the effect, both are one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah, Uncle, you had mentioned how we shouldn't consider all this as a dream. But there's this sentence, like before, where Swami saying, the substance that's seen as this creation is the same substance, which is God. But then before that, he says, this dream that this creation exists, this will also become unseen. So can you just explain that part?
So the thing is, there is a state in which Sanjay, please go ahead.
You can go ahead and I'll add later. Yeah, please.
No, you go ahead. I am always adding something.
No, I think I was thinking of that question also. I think I feel these three lines, just like you said, those 3 or 4 lines in this paragraph packs so much. It is the shortest. The more and more I think about it, contemplate on it, it is the shortest description or the shortest journey, seemingly, from the state of pre-realization to post-realization that Swami has described in those 3 lines. I think the way I understood it to Sister Kalyani's question, a comment, is the world is a dream. It's pre this understanding, as in it is not a reality as our mind comprehends it. In that sense, it is a dream, is what is being implied there. But after we go through this three lines, then it is no longer a dream in the sense you're seeing the fundamental basis of the world, which is God Himself. Now it's no longer a dream. So that is the way I understood the flow in this paragraph.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add? Yeah, so Kalyani, I think I will say. Yes, Uncle, please go ahead.
Sanjay. No, to support Sanjay's last line, there's a word here. No, this is the vision that the true sadhaka will get when he succeeds in his endeavor, not before. So that's what Sanjay said. No, so finally he sees that not dream, this is reality, a God, Satchidananda. Okay, thank you, Sayara.
So Kalyani, the thing is, as Sanjay said, first we think we see a snake and get scared that it's real. Then we realize, oh, it is a rope which is seen as the snake, but the snake doesn't exist. But then, final stage, you will see that the snake is also the rope. The rope is also the snake. So the thing is, even the concept that the snake is a dream also vanishes. You will say, oh, the rope is manifesting as a snake. But it is not a snake which I should be scared of. It's like the world we will see not as imagined or even as a reflection. We will see it as God only. So at that final stage, you will dance in ecstasy just looking at the dream, experiencing the divinity in it. So that only in that state you can say you are Advaitin, because you should understand, when we say Advaita, we think everything vanishes, there is something which is one. Okay, which will be in the world. No, but God will say the prapancha is eternal. The creation is eternal, just like the Lord is eternal. But the thing is, so at that point in time, you should come to the stage where you will see the moving and changing world as also equally divine, as one indivisible aspect of the divine. So that is the ultimate Advaita. So a person who is living in this world will never feel, okay, I have to die and become one with God. He will be instantly, he will see everything and feel one with it. He will see a tree as an extension of oneself. The car which is moving on the street as one itself, because that person is only at the thought of God and nothing else. So for that person, even the concept Maya is also part of the Lord. It's his own Swabhava. So until we reach that state, we have not reached Advaita. That should be an experiential reality. And that's what Swami is saying. So that which is seen and that which is inside and that which is us, the Atman within us is actually manifesting as the world. The Atman is only manifesting as world. So to that extent, it is also real only when it is perceived as nothing but Brahman. And so then that they will be just immersed in that joy, that bliss, experiencing even the pleasures and the pains equally as the prasadam of the Lord. So that's my understanding. So until we reach that state, we have not reached. It is, see, generally we think you dissolve everything and then it becomes one. No. This one exists as all this manifestation, but there is that one. Just like in our body, our hands are different from the eyes are different, but we are one. This body we will say is one. It is my eyes or something we will say, but that's only a part of us. So the whole thing is us. So I think that's the way I understand. Sai Ram, Sai Jatish, please go ahead.
Sorry, Ramana, I was just going to again use another analogy, like you had mentioned about the rope and the snake. So I was just trying to essence this, where how would it be if we look at the state of the Advaitin as they realize that they are the screen, and when they realize that they are the screen, they know that everything that is coming on the screen, whether it's the fire that is burning or the water that is flowing, everything is also part of that screen only. It is no doubt the screen is the basis, but anything that is projected on the screen is also themselves. So I was just trying to use that same analogy of, initially we see as if something is projected on that screen. It is the viewpoint that we are in. If we are in the viewpoint that there is a seer, then there is a scene and so many things. But if you are at the viewpoint of being the screen, what would the screen essence itself? It is at the absolute state of Advaita, where it sees that anything that is shown on it is also itself only. So just wanted to give that additional analysis.
Thank you, Sai Satish. I think this Sanjay also mentioned. When we go to a movie, even after knowing that it's a screen and it's a projected image, we still enjoy it. But without being too affected. Thank you. Yes, Sister Aruna, please go ahead.
So ultimately, I'm just thinking, I don't know, my thinking is right. Ultimately, there is no Prakriti, nothing. It's only Paramatma. That what you are in it, or merged on it as one. That's up like this sticks. Okay, thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, sister, thank you. You're breaking a little, but even through that breaking, we could hear you.
So that's the thing. When there's no break to create a Prakriti, so it's one.
Sairam.
There's no creation part. Thank you, Sairam.
Anyone else would like to discuss something?
Sorry, Uncle, you were saying how we shouldn't just we should think about Advaita while we're doing service or doing anything. But I think we were also saying last time how it's beyond the mind. But you're saying we should still try to think of that and act.
Very good questions, Kalyani. Ultimately, the mind does its own job. But ultimately, the knowledge that everything is one comes from beyond. It's as an experience. Like, for example, we look at our hand. The children, babies will fight with their own limbs because they think the limb is something else. But as an adult, once we grow, we will see the hand still as a separate thing. Left hand is different from the right hand. But Does the mind know that? No, the mind infers that it is one thing, but there's an experience within us which knows, all these are extension of mind. So to that extent, the mind cannot really perceive, but mind will understand it to some extent as long as the Atman within tells it, it's all one. The same way, what I'm saying is, we still can't figure out the other person is also us. Okay, that mentally we can't even visualize. We can sort of imagine, but that even that imagination is not good enough. But at the Atmic level, that's what the rishis say. If you developed your identification with the Atman, you will know everything in this world. You will experience everyone's pain as your own pain, no difference. It is not something mentally imagined. It's an experience. It's a real experience. So that's what the rishis, worked on. Until we come to that Atmic level, we will not be able to see. Empathy itself is a mental concept, but experiencing it as my own pain, to that level, they were trying to promote themselves to that level by constantly drilling into the Atman that you are one, you are one. So at one point, they will experience. So I would say the person who is evolved, to that state, will know what happens anywhere in this world, because that knowledge becomes perfect, permanent. And that's what they strove, and they have, in their own life, they have proven that if when you get to that state, that is not only that Atman, little Atman is one with the Paramatman, then we will experience other people's pain wherever they are in this world. It's like, your foot is hurting, you will know my foot is hurting. My finger is hurting, you will know. And you will also know it is my foot and it's my foot. A child, a baby doesn't understand that. I hope that answers your question. So until it will become an experience rather than a mental phenomenon.
But when a person experiences somebody else's pain, I guess because there's also, we learned about the Ashocha and Vishochastva. So they would not grieve for anybody. So what does it mean to feel their pain in that state?
So the thing is very, very good. So I'm sorry if anyone wants to answer, but I will answer my given. See, the thing is when you have, suddenly my foot is hurt. Okay. If I sit and cry, oh, my foot is hurt, it's bleeding, there's no use. The person who knows, okay, my foot is hurt, is aware of it, he will not sit and grieve about it. He will go and do whatever has to be done to the foot to fix it. Okay. That is what the Pandita will do. So, for example, if your hand is bleeding, you have to first stop the bleeding. If you just stand and say, I'm bleeding, I will fall down dead. That is socha, that is feeling sad, sorrow. But one will act. Once we know, okay, the foot is bleeding, it needs to be fixed. He will not sit and say, why did this happen to me? Generally we tend to do, why this problem happened to me? Oh God, why? You just have to act. So Pandita will act. He will not worry and sink themselves in sorrow. Okay, I hope it's okay. I will open the fathers to comment as well. Sorry, taking too much time. Yes, Auntie Saku, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sairam. When you reach that state, you will be able to know the other person's mind, thoughts, and you will know everything about that person. Means you will know the thought and whatever the mind that person's thinking, everything can be, you can feel it, right? You will understand it. Foresee lot of things.
I think that's what Swami has said. You will become omniscient. In many
What?
places, when you reach that state, you will become omniscient. But I think omniscient means you will know everything.
Yeah.
But Swami says with only one thing will be missing. You will not be able to create anything. You have the power of creation, but you will have.
That only God has.
Yes, only in the Paramatma. As an individual, it's not possible. That's what Swami, I'm just quoting from another Upanishads where Swami is talking about it. Upanishad Vahini, I think Swami has covered this. Or Sutra Vahini, I think one of them. I don't know which Vahini, now I forget. But okay, Sai Ramanti. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, yeah, I think this is a very common question that arises. What happens when you get realization? Or do you now suddenly go and sit in the forest? And actually, Swami, I think in some way, uh, kind of opens our eyes to that in this paragraph, even by saying what was originally thought of as reality was a dream. And now, after this realization, what has now become apparent is it is not the reality that you thought it was, but at the very same time, it is a manifestation of the very God that you are. And so to not, in fact, I think you had mentioned this last week also. Swami is a very good example of how you become much more engaged with society, how you become much more engaged engaged not in a negative connotation, but engaged in the sense to help people with their suffering. I think a good way to understand, a good example to understand this is if you're standing somewhere and an ant climbs up your foot and bites it. The other limbs are not going to say that I am not that foot, so it's not my problem. The hand immediately goes down and swats to push the ant away and relieve that foot of the pain or the irritation. And I think that is one good way to understand what happens when you get to that stage, because all of it becomes part of your own being, your own self. And so there is what earlier you said, what empathy and all these feelings come about when there is two. I feel empathy for someone. But if it is myself, it's not like my left hand is feeling empathy for my right hand. It is part of me. I am not empathizing with my right hand to flick the ant off the right hand. No, it is part of me. And I think that is the feeling that we get to when we see everything as just as the oneness. And when that happens, as you pointed out, the three states of mind in which we do seva, the seva becomes so much more genuine, powerful, and
Divine.
really efficient and divine. Yes, efficient, and we are actually solving the root of the problem rather than doing it for a seva report or pictures and so on and so forth. We're actually solving the root of the problem without even worrying about any of the other things. So yeah, just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. Yes, Sai Satish.
Hi, Ramana. So just to add to what Sanjayana was mentioning, it's this, to what Sister Kalyani was also saying about feeling the pain. So again, the same thing of what Swami said. Noppi undi gani badaledu. I have pain, but there is no suffering. So we discussed today also what came as a reporting in a newspaper of a mother consuming pesticide and giving it to her children because of lack of food. How the response to that came from Swami in terms of the Gram Seva. It was already going on, but in terms of taking a more mammoth shape, we discussed in today's study circles. Or when, let's say, the Gujarat earthquake happened, how the response from the Sathya Sai Seva organization happened, and Swami, in fact, sent one of the research scholars along with all of this truckloads of things that's to be given to the people who are affected. So at any point in time, it's more as, yes, the pain does happen, but in terms of how that does not affect a person at the mental level, because they are always established at the Atman. It's more of what now needs to be done to ensure that that suffering which is felt by others, which they feel as pain, is alleviated. So every time, that is the way any of the projects, what even Sanjayana was saying, all of Swami's things that he has done for mankind clearly shows time and again how the pain was essenced and then catered to meet out the suffering of the mankind, but pain at the level as such for the avatar, because it's only at the body level, and at the mind and the Atman, it's always established at the Advaitic level. Sairam.
Thank you, Sai Satish. Thank you. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, is it okay for Shivani to go first, please?
Yes, it is okay, sister.
No, I have missed many sessions. I just want to share. Sairam, everyone. Sorry, I missed few sessions, and if you guys have discussed. So, I'm kind of relating it where I left when we were talking about how he is Paripurna and he has created the cosmos. He's the cosmos. So I'm just thinking, when I left and reflecting on that, God is like unseen. So it's a power. You can't see it. But he said, okay, if you want to see me, this is a creation I've created. If you want to realize me, this is a creation. So we all are part of that creation. And within that, we are moving pieces. We are going here. We are, the flooding and all of it's just a part of his own. Everything is beautiful. Everything is perfect. He has created. People are dying. People are taking birth. As he said, it will never stop. The creation will never stop. So it will keep going on and on because he wants us to keep experience him through seeing this creation, because there's no form of his particular form. He is in everything. So I don't know and that's where, and I think when we say my understanding, because it's a very heavy word, realization, the state of realization, and how I am convincing myself, state of realization is acceptance. What he's saying, I am this creation. The more I accept that, so I have to train my mind to start diminishing and decreasing. I am body, I have my family, and increase the acceptance of this is his creation. To realize him, let me accept, let me see in every part, every non-living, living things. That is, he's giving me that opportunity as a human being to see him in everything. Just my thoughts.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. I mean, sister, you really didn't miss, even though you were there, because how can you miss when we all won?
Yes, that's true. I got all the messages while I was not physically here. That's right.
Yes, Sister Aruna.
But I just wanted to point out something like, when the Advaitic state, if you reach to that state, uh, uh, but the Sanjay is saying, so it's like just to mention on that moving to the forest or something. I believe once the Advaitic states come, there is no forest or anything, right? It's a whole world, a whole thing as one. So there's no separation this one. So now I'm thinking, is the rishis or some people are meditating in forest? I don't think they have reached to the Advaitic state, because in that sense, they are going to understand Advaitic state only. They are going over there, but they have not realized it. If you realize it, as we studied before, everything is one. You don't separate out, this is forest, this is home, this is nothing. So just I thought to add to that. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, sister. Anyone would like to comment on? Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
I just wanted to ask this question. Maybe I asked this before. So for the concept of moksha is not in this Advaitic principle, because you now realize you are God and God is in you and God and you are one. There is no moksha. That is the moksha. That is the liberation. So there is no separate place. And what we studied earlier, Brahma, Chandra Loka, Surya Loka, like everything is here when you realize, right, brother?
Yes, sister. Swami says moksha means there's no delusion. That's the way Moha Shaya is the way Swami has treated. So, which basically the delusion vanishes. But the thing is at different, see, the Chandraloka is nothing but you are in the mental space only. you have not gone to the state of buddhi or atman. The state, the loka of the sun is atmic state. Until so you have raised yourself only to the mental state only. That's Chandraloka, whereas you are still in the world of Indriyas. So that's my understanding. So real moksha is Advaita state, but people in Dvaita may not realize it. That's the way I understand Sairam, sister.
So the people who are realized, because before they die, they
Who
are
are really
realized.
realized. See, there are so many people we say are realized. Okay, we cannot see. Unfortunately, it's almost a disease. I think people say so and so is realized because we read a few books and we say so and so is realized. That is a very misleading understanding in my end, because we really don't know who realizes. But we can only take what Swami would say is what I.
But they will be born again, right? Even if we don't know who is realized, but those who are realized will be born in the world again.
So okay, maybe I will go first, because what Swami says, their birth is called Karana Janma. That itself is a cause. I think others have just touched on it last time also. There are people who, in their incarnation, they are just teaching others.
Yeah,
So,
we talked about it. Yeah.
So it is not because due to karma, it's not an effect. Their birth itself is not an effect of some actions which they have done, but that is an intentional. They will to appear to help to make the world run a bit more smoother. I think that's my understanding.
Yeah, yes, brother. We discussed. Thank you.
And I think we also should understand, sometimes we say as soon as we identify as Brahman, suddenly we become God. I think that's another problem which people have. See, even after that, we will know our limitation. We may be able to only contribute in a very limited way. We may be just a squirrel sprinkling a few drops of sand, even when there's a problem. But we need to know, as this little squirrel springing a few grains of sand in the bridge, which is being made by the Sri Rama. So we should not suddenly, though we identify with the Parabrahman, we should also understand the limitations of our own small little limited manifestation. I think the jnani who identifies with the Brahman does not think so. It's like the hand shouldn't think that it's the body. The hands and the fingers should be the fingers. But you function with the idea, with an atmic idea, not even a mental idea, atmic idea that it is all connected. And this is, I think, I thought I will just mention that also. There are many people who think I am now feeling like I am Sai, I and Sai are one, and they will say, bring me a chair, I want to sit on it. It happens a lot, so I thought I will just mention it. People shouldn't, and then there are others who will follow that. But I think it's very, very important to understand that. Identify, when Hanuman said, at Atmic level, I feel I am one with you. At the physical level, he was still a dasa. So I will stop here, Saira.
Saira, in regard to self-realization, the word, very interesting answer was given by Ramana Maharshi. When I have not realized the statement, I have not realized, or I have realized, I am self-realized, I am not self-realized. These both are wrong, Ramana said. Because a person who have realized will not say that I have realized. So, at the same time, he said, I am not self-realized, also wrong. Because you are that, you are already that, you are already liberated. There is nothing to gain. So the both statements are wrong, he said. Just for, I just shared this word. To say that I have I am self-realized or I am not self-realized, both are wrong, he said. Because you are that. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, brother. Just to add to that, see, if I'm going to sleep, you can easily say I'm not sleeping. That statement is a fact. But if I tell somebody, no, I am now sleeping, that's really wrong. Then I don't know what is sleep and what is sleeping. It's okay to say I am not sleeping because I am not sleeping. But once I sleep, others can only experience that I am sleeping. I cannot come out and say I am sleeping. Because when as soon as a person says that I'm sleeping, he's not sleeping. So I will just stop at that. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to add on the same lines. On a lighter note, when there is I, there is no realization. And when there is realization, there is no I, and that's the problem. Because one who has realized they're not going to come back and talk about the I. And the one who is not realized is always going to talk about the I. So, that's the whole catch between, the I and the realization.
You can have the eye on the realization, but that's it. Okay, Saira. The EYE. Okay, Sai. Anyone else would like
Brother,
to?
can I say something?
Yes, brother. Please go ahead.
The earlier Kalyani also raised this question. There are two things you yourself said already, that intellectually understanding these three philosophies and practically experience the three philosophies. But we are all doing intellectually understanding these three philosophies. So when we even in this intellectually understanding, suppose a person may be intellectually understanding that he is Dvaita, intellectually understanding he is Visitadvaita, intellectually understanding Advaita. But each one of them have different approach or sadhana. They have different sadhanas depending on their mental understanding. You said yes, now I am repeating, understanding. So that is one thing. The other thing is Atmic state, that is Bhagawan saying in the following pages, that the instinct, rational and intuition. So Baba says intuition, the capacity of intuition is in each and everybody, because we are Atma, no? So intuition will give them the practical, the experiential part will be understood through the help of intuition. So the rational part, we are discussing here the rational part, because if one of us is already realized or whatever is understood, he will not be here in the Zoom, no?
Yes.
So rationally understanding, we are doing rationally understanding, but different sadhana part is there. For I already in meditation I mentioned, so the different ways of sadhanas are there for the rational understanding of the three philosophies. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, brother. I think, at just a sneak preview. And the final chapter of Sai Vahini, Swami is talking about various kinds of upasana. So I think that Swami touches upon all these, what you have said. Now we are trying to understand what is sleep. If you have fallen asleep, what are the, theoretically we are not fallen asleep. And to fall asleep, there are different techniques given to different people. Some people take a tablet also and try to sleep. Some people will relax and go to sleep. There are some people listen to some calming music and go to sleep. But everyone is trying to go to
And
sleep.
some people will be pretending to be asleep also.
We are all in Advaitic state now. Can we go back to Dvaitic state, please?
I think so. Yes, please.
There was one thing, Sister Aruna had mentioned something about the sages who go to the forest. They are not realized. I think that I think that might be. I think we need to kind of clarify that. Or
Yes, Sanjay, why don't you go ahead?
Sister, no. Maybe Sister Aruna can repeat what she said, so we make sure we understand it correctly.
We can.
I will repeat
Yeah.
that.
I think for the Advaitics, once you reach that level, there is no forest and there is no city kind of thing. So anywhere they see as one. So they can keep that mind set like that. And I'm thinking those people going to the forest, they have still trying to be in a big state because they wanted to keep the distractions or something. I don't think in the forest any rishis or anybody there they have realized Advaitic status based on the discussion on this paragraph. If they do have it, then they can live anywhere. Thank you, Sai.
Sairam, sister. So, Sanjay, you got the statement?
Yeah. No, I got it. I think you had mentioned in one of the previous discussions, I think, that may not necessarily be the right conclusion, I feel, because I think there are some people who are serving the world by being there, by being the forest. And maybe Sai Satish or Brother Aruna, you could recollect, that experience, Nara Nara and Guha Ashram, where Swami blessed them and all that stuff, if you remember those. But I think it's not, it may not be appropriate to conclude that if they're in the forest, they are not yet reached that stage, or that they are not somehow contributing for the welfare of the world. That I think that's what I remember. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very
Yes,
much.
I also would like to know about that more because, these are four status of their life, the brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha. So every stage, they are trying to understand the Advaita. So that is also I consider as a step only, but they have not realized it when they are in the forest. This is my way of thinking. We'll see whether, with the discussion, we'll see whether those people in the forest is the people are Advaitic or anybody in the world. They're keeping their mind in such a way, it's everything is one, and taking as Swami, everything is God prasadam and not affected by anything is that Vedic state, I think. Thank you, Sire.
Thank you, sister. Anyone would like to comment on this, please? Yes, Sai Satish, go ahead. Oh, so Brother Sivadas will go first.
So ask Brother Sanji part of the Guha Narayana story, So at one point of time, I was sorry to quote from Ramana Maharishi because Baba accepted him also. So at one point of time, Ramana Maharishi said, when people are in society, our Swami is different avatar, no? Definitely. But for a jnani, if he is in the society, he is affected by the people who frequent him. He who comes there and get benefit from the jnani, in that interaction and the touch or whatever the vicinity, the jnani get affected because physically affected. So Raman said that jnani has to go to the forest to regain the physical strength. So after regaining the physical strength, he can come back to society and do service if he wanted. So the jnani, you understand what I'm saying. So jnani, self-realized jnani also can go to forest to regain the physical strength and come back again to serve people if he so desires. So that is one thing. And also we cannot we cannot imagine, no, what there. Many people have said, even Baba has said, in the Himalayan ranges, there are so many yogis, fully realized people are meditating. Even the sage Vyasa is still meditating in one point of time. No? So even in a cave in the forest, a jnani could be Advaitic meditation, say, and still he can help the world. Vivekananda and so many, Baba has said too. So it could be anything. It could be anything. So at one, sometimes Baba said, no point of going to forest. That is also Baba said. At the same time, Baba said that there are people who are in the forest still helping the world through their meditating power or whatever it is. So, and also one point we have to make it, we should not treat Advaitic state as the highest. That is what in the following pages Baba saying. No? It could be Visiddharth, it could be Dvaidik, it could be Visiddharth, whatever it is. It could be anything. So anybody, anything, everything is same. So we cannot treat this Advaitam is the highest. That's what I was saying in the following pages. So I will stop with this one. I don't know whether I made any useful point. Thank you, Sayara.
Thank you very much, brother. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
So because again, as many seekers, those many paths. And then it is not about the path by itself, but it is what suits that person. And once they get into that path, what they make of it. So when Sanjayana was telling about Narayan Gufa Ashram or surrounding that, Swami also has told in the discourses how what we have as little of the peace in the world today is because of the penance and austerities being done by all of those sages in the Himalayas or all of those forests inaccessible to humans as such directly, going to that place and performing that kind of austerity. Some bit of what we have as Loka Kalyanam or Loka Kshemam or peace is because of that. So when it comes to saying what each one is doing, that is for them, like how they are going. Of course, like what Brother Shivadas had mentioned, Swami has, when people said that they would like to go to the forests and do all of that, Swami has clearly told how the love that he has shared, that has to be shared to rest of the people. So that is one aspect. But for the sages and saints who have done these austerities for thousands of years, anything that we chant as Rudram or Chamakam, anything that we have as good morals or ethics to follow, all of that has come from that inner, going in that inner search, which has given so many benefits. When the churning of the ocean happened, of course, the hala hala and all that came. But other than the amritam that came, there are so many other things that came as from the ocean. So even as the sages and saints go into the forest and they are in search of that atmic self, during that search, so much of knowledge and wisdom that emerges is shared with society, which is really what built society over time along the principle of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So at no point in time can we say that that is not, of course, that is tailored to the individual based on what path they want to take to reach God. But at no point in time does it mean that being in the forest and all of that, they have not. The very fact that they have been able to drop their kith and kin and everything and walk into the forest and be under that kind of a harsh environment, which is really not a inhabitable one, and over years or yeah, sometimes the penance goes on for hundreds or thousands of years before they get the thing. So in no way can we make that statement. But essentially, it is how sincere is that person after having taken that path, whether they take the path of Grihastha or a sannyasi. Even today, we discussed about Swami bringing up in the discourse the story of Jitendriya kingdom and a prince by name Jitendriya. And that whole story where Swami also shows that the sannyasi who wanted to test the prince and the rest of the kingdom comes up with a story, and that whole story I won't go into, but it captures how it is not about what one wears on the outside that is important. It is what one carries on the inside that is important. So it's not the ochre robes on the outside that makes one look like a sage or a ascetic really shows that. It is what they carry on the inside, from which we can say that yes, no doubt a grihastha, he may be living in the world, but if he has set themselves to those high ideals, whether it is Dvaita, Advaita, or Vishishta Advaita, as long as they are walking on those tenets, then definitely it puts them on a higher pedestal. But I'll stop here. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Anyone else would like to come and say anything? So maybe I'll just complement what was discussed. So, Sister, Vanaprastha is an essential state for anyone who has been engaged in Grihasthashrama. So that becomes a stepping stone for the person to become to the stage of sannyasi. So I think we cannot ignore that fact. But that doesn't mean that sometimes Swami speaks about people going to the forest who are unprepared for it. Sometimes people just run away to the forest thinking that that's going to bring them some progress. Which is not problem. Outline how it has been done, what are the preparatory stages, how you go, how you live. So the student also is living in the forest. That a person who is trying to evolve also is going to live in this. And that is essential for a person who is so attached to so many things in this world. So those of us who are attached to many things in this world should not imagine or delude ourselves that we have suddenly become better than people in the forest. So Vanaprastha is an essential stage of spiritual growth. Then, so there are a certain category of people who go to the forest. But then rishis who are evolved, they may take up a particular role of just sitting somewhere and meditating. And Swami has, many places Swami has said, the world is peaceful today only because of such people. I think in Sathya Sai Vahini earlier on we studied. He said, if not for them, the world will cease to exist. So there is a role which they play. They are essential, but they have taken on a particular role. It's like, electricity is needed, means somebody may have to be in a factory, somewhere doing some work at a very advanced level. So many rishis do that kind of work because though they sit there, the vibrations which they emanate and send sustains this world. They're able to absorb all the negativity and things like that. So there's another category of rishis, and they are the ones who are also engaged in many of these research and discoveries which they have passed on to us. So there's a lot of difference between them. So I think we should understand, if we have been stuck with so much attachments, we have to go to the forest. Here you have to cut all the bondages. And then if all the bondages are cut, then we can do some seva in the society. But so there are different people who live in the forest. It's, for example, there are animals also living in the forest. Okay, just the way there are people living in the cities. I think so we should not confuse. So there is a role for rishis who are, if you want to call them, realized. People like Vashishta, they were also living in the forest, but sometimes they came into the country or to teach people and so on. Or even people like Sukamaji, they were in the forest also, they were fine. But for a particular purpose, they came to the world, came to the cities and dwelling. But Swami doesn't want to people to prematurely think, by running to the forest, they are suddenly evolved, or running to the world, we are evolved. We should understand where we are. Sometimes we don't need to know where the others are. All that what Swami is teaching is for us to know where we are and what we should do in our own progress, is the way I would say. But if they are a good example, we should follow them. We can use them as ideals, who can inspirations, whom we can model after. And that's what Swami is doing. So all the people who are in the forest are not the same. All the people in the city are also not the same. So I think we have to clearly know where we are, in which state we are, and we should progress. The reality is the ultimate merger is the highest state. Means we should identify with the Lord at the Atmic level. And Swami in the Dharma Vahini says, even every day when you do Sandhya also, that is one of the essential requirements of a sadhana, to identify yourself with the Parabrahman. So that's an essential part of our prayers. So it's 4:30. So I think we will pause for today, unless somebody has an urgent question or urgent comment. I'll just pause for 30 seconds. If not, we will close with the Samastaloka prayer.
Sorry, Uncle. Sorry, I don't know if this is an urgent question, but if we talked earlier about how Swami initiated those Seva projects based on these, that story in the newspaper that he read. So I'm just wondering, so obviously Swami, just by his presence, is creating so much benefit for the world, and so I guess it's more to teach us about doing Seva. So how do we know we've achieved like a good balance of Seva and spiritual activities, which are more drawing inward, where service is going to, drawing yourself outward a bit more?
I think each person has to do their reflection, is what I would say. We can discuss this further, but yeah, it is not as if Swami read the newspaper and only then he knew. Okay, things were already happening, but Swami takes each opportunity to teach people what they can do, what they could potentially do. It's how we have to think and what we can do. Just because Swami established, orphanage or something like that, we won't be able to give people 1 lakh each. That's a reality. So I think that's why earlier on mentioned, we need to know what our limitations are and what we can contribute. But I think the state of mind of identifying others' pain as our own pain, we should get to that point, and I think that's what we have to learn. I will stop here. We can discuss it further. I hope for now, I think that's good enough.
Thank you.
For us, Sairam. We can continue. We'll close with Samastaloka prayer.
Okay.
Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Thank
Sairam.
you.